Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTraX Broadcasting. We come here to the Monster Mile, none other than Dover Downs, where we end up here tonight. Joining alongside me tonight will be Stella, who's been taking a break from the other leagues, but glad you are returning back here with the National Oval Racing Association. The drivers are going to be ready to go here on this 1 mile track. Extreme amount of speed that we're going to see out of such a small track. The banking definitely helps out there, Stella, and I've got to say, drivers are going to be excited to get this one going as they are getting the cars fired up, warmed up, and they'll begin gridding soon.
Oh yeah, 24%. We are going to see some sailing around these corners.
Yep, Fubar Studios and Drift King already joining us out there tonight as we see a couple of extra guys out there as we'll wait for the cloud cover to start peeling off a little bit here from what we're seeing out there on the track, and we'll be able to go ahead and take a look at what they've got going on here. Another 5 seconds and they'll be rotating out there on the track, so that will go ahead and bring us to a good time to take a look at our starting lineup here for tonight. Dalton Tucker and Joey Statch will be starting on the front row. Kevin Balmer starts third, and Nick Pressey, glad to see him back. He'll be starting in fourth. Moving on to Jeff Gordon out there, or Vincent Arthur, we call him here. It's starting in fifth. Brady Moats in the snap-on machine. I believe he's still out there in the Aaron's car. In the number one, he'll be on the outside of row number 3. Moving on, Josh Conover, no baseball out here in Delaware, but it looks like he's going to be kicking it off in 7th with Jacob Gladelick sitting 8th. Moving on to Matthew George, who sits in comfortably in the 9th position next to Kyle Rochelle. And the target machine, let's see if Kyle Rochelle can keep it clean here tonight. He's been having trouble lately. Moving on to Jake Christenberry, who just keeps being a magnet for trouble, starting in 11th next to Logan Hagerman. All right, we're following on to the rest of our field. Cody Reeder with a very far back start next to Nick Giles. Moving on to Brian Jones, who starts 15th. Daniel Honeycutt on the outside of row number 8. Moving on to Derek Chapeau, who starts in 17th, Blake Hoppy 18th, and I believe Colin McDonough has gotten behind the wheel. He'll be getting started out there in the Haas machine. Right now I'm looking to see if Blake Hoppy out there in the Kevin Harvick scheme can do something here tonight. I know he really likes this track, but Stella, penalties have been plaguing this guy, and we'll hopefully see him do a great job here tonight. Here's what we're going to be looking at tonight, guys, here at Dover International Speedway. 240 laps, and don't worry, they'll tick by quick as these laps go by in about 22 seconds. Moving on to 77% fuel limit, 10 sets of tires down in pit. I'm sure we won't use all of them, but they'll have the opportunity. Fixed setup league here, guys, no fast repairs. I'll be your producer tonight. Stella will be the commentator, and Stella, temperature on the track, 95 degrees. But right now, what makes you really nervous, and even the drivers, is the 17 miles an hour wind. This pushes the guys up into the wall on the exit of turn 2 and turn number 4 all the time.
It does, but we are looking at the fact that this is probably from the apron up top, 2-story climb. So it's going to be a lot of change between that 9-degree flat and your 24-degree banking. Add in that weather to it. I'm still having a little trouble with this, we call it overcast or fog, but I don't think it'll be causing the drivers much trouble at all.
All right, we're definitely going to hold our breath here as we wait for these drivers to get set up to get out there on the track and start rolling around. Right now, as they are getting lined up, everybody feeling pretty confident out there as we are getting ready to get this one going. Green flag is out. Here we go. Driver already into the wall. Should be the number 20 machine of Jacob Gladelick. Takes a hard lick there to the left. Definitely want to make sure you guys get a nice little piece of these guys flying around these guys here when they get going. Right now, Stella, I'm looking at speeds up over 170 miles an hour. As soon as these tires set in a little bit, I'm expecting to see even faster speeds. Nick Pressey sits in the 3rd place. He moves up 1 position as Kevin Balmer in the AOL machine drops down to 5th. Right now he's having a hard time, but watch the Jeff Gordon machine of Vincent Arthur. This is going to be him overtaking for 3rd. Quick dive into turn number 3. Here he flies on by, no problem. Right now Baumler is looking to get at least one of his positions back, and he does. Puts Pressey in the rearview mirror. Left still led out there by Dalton Tucker. He's got a comfortable 3/10, now 4/10 of a second lead over top of Joey Stats. Biggest mover here so far is going to be Nick Giles, who moves up to the 11th spot. But Giles being in a lot of trouble out there once he gets into the top 10. Just can't seem to hold on to a comfortable position without feeling like he's under fire all the time. But we'll move back to look at Giles, who's right now under fire now by Cody Reeder. This will bump him a little farther away from the top 10. Giles caught on the outside, and that Ryan Newman car just seems a little loose here to start this race.
Yeah, puts him right back to his starting position in 14th, but he still hasn't quite been able to solidify his space in the track.
All right, checking out there back there in the chat. Appreciate you, Thomas Harkins, for joining us out here in the chat. So I can tell you have subscribed. We are getting up around that 900 mark in the subscribers. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here for the MBNA America 400. We right now take a look here at Cody Reeder, who's been on a charge up forward. Gladelick, unfortunately, had an 8th place start, but got booted out on the first lap. He's still struggling to come back. Right now, he's sitting down in the 18th position, and I believe Brian Jones, oddly enough, Brian Jones been on a streak here of hot starts and hot finishes here, is dead last. Right now, he is panicking to keep from going a lap down. Right now, he's sitting about 14.5 seconds off pace, and right now, I'm wondering if Brian Jones has got a pedal problem out there.
I would have to wonder the same thing after 11 starts. I mean, his average finish is, way into the top 10, like close to 7th place.
Yep, well, move up front to the 88 machine, Dale Jarrett's car, as Logan Hagerman is being overtaken by Cody Reeder. Reeder been really aggressive here at the very beginning here of this race, and I'm questioning if his tires are going to outlast his driving style. Right now, this is definitely a tough race as we're seeing here. He's the very bottom there. He's trying his best to come up with a little more real estate to continue churning forward. Notice how he's getting there on Jake Christenberry. He's unfortunately, Cody Reeder doesn't alter, and Logan Hagerman gets away. Right now, Cody Reeder's just trying to fend off Jake Christenberry here, and I think right now, checking in with Cody Reeder's team, not looking good. He's got to rotate to the top side of the track, or this car's not going to hold it.
Yeah, he's pushing it pretty hard for there being 240 laps tonight, like you say. We're 4 minutes into this race, and oof, patience.
Well, 10 laps have already chucked away, so he may be thinking he needs to move up sooner than later. I definitely would not want to risk being in the back of the field or trying to come back from this. Brian Jones coming down pit road. Yep, I told you there may be a problem, and I think he's figured it out. Something's not right with this race car.
No, that is a shame for him to have to come down so early. I am curious whether he'll be able to make amends there and get things back up.
Yep, Blue Bar Studios is out there rooting on Vincent Arthur. We moved to Derek Chapeau out there in the 38. Right now, the 38 is looking underneath here of the 24. Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah, excuse me, not the 24. That should be the
Daniel
84.
Honeycutt, 84.
Yeah, Daniel Honeycutt. Yep, that's my mistake. Right now, Honeycutt in the CarQuest machine goes ahead and nails that outside wall. And Nick Giles not giving him an inch and wants to keep him up close to the concrete there. I'm telling you right now, the 84 is going to remember that. Daniel Honeycutt tries to give everybody just a little bit of room, but when Giles cuts you off, he might unfortunately get a favor he does not want to return.
Yeah, I noticed they've got safer barriers out here right now. They didn't actually go in until 2008, but Daniel Honeycutt's given them the test.
Yep. Well, we've taken a look here at iRacing, and what we've seen here, a little bit of a glimpse out there of Miles the Monster on the outside. Stella, he was not built around this time, was he?
No, he didn't go in until the second phase of the Monster makeover, which again was in 2008. And the big fellow was holding holding up a car that doesn't exist right now.
Well, that's all right. I heard iRacing is getting ready to release 2 new cars, and the Gen 4 series is where they have aimed. Fords and Chevrolets will be popping out, so you will see these car designs change a little bit here in the coming season. Right now, I believe Season 3 is when they're looking to make that implementation. So the drivers right now enjoying what they're driving, but it's not going to stick around forever. So they're going to be changing up a little bit. And Stella, I heard there's supposed to be even some track updates. If they are starting to put a lot of focus into the Gen 4 cars, then I believe what we're going to see is a lot of track changes, where you and I had also seen out there at Lowe's Motor Speedway and then Charlotte following that.
Yes, that would be interesting to see. I would assume that's more of a programmer's issue at that point, rather than just taking it out and scanning them.
Yep. Daniel Honeycutt, remember I said he's going to return that favor, sticks Nick Gillis close to the wall and is able to make the pass. That moves Honeycutt back up to 15, where he had been battling for quite some time. Jones spending the last 2.5 minutes down in pit. Real rough time he's having out there, but somebody who's not having a rough time, Kyle Rochelle, the 39 target car, has already fought from 10th to 5th. Right now, this is a huge run here for him, but Kyle Rochelle is known for his short run speed. Can he manage these tires to kind of run down Kevin Baumler, or is he is he just trying to outrun Josh Conover, who currently has been running about a 10th faster per lap, trying to run him down?
Yeah, I was watching also Nick Pressey. He's hopefully not having any kind of connection issue tonight, but Jake Christenberry, and Cody Reeder seem to be exchanging places pretty frequently here.
Yes. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Christenberry and Pressey are our 2 blinkers here of this league. Unfortunately, I hate giving them that name out there. That's what they are, but unfortunately, when you do race around these guys, it's hard to find them. So far, connection does look good. I believe the most winningest driver here at Dover, Stella, is who? Is it not the 48?
In this league or in real life? Sorry,
real life.
Oh, really?
I didn't know if it was. I didn't know if it was Petty or if this is Jimmy Johnson track.
He won the very first one. I know Richard Petty won the first NASCAR here in 1969. Most wins at this track? Nope, that's a Jimmy Johnson.
Right, see? Look at that.
He had 11.
Told you, weaponize that autism. All right, here we go. Right now, leading this clutch of cars right here is Brady Moats. Moats looking back at Matthew Jordan. Moats has fallen down to Josh Conover. Both Moats and Conover switched places. George Reeder and Christenberry have been on the move up. Nick Pressey, though, although laying a fast time, has fallen outside the top 10. He is backpedaling right now, and Brady Moats, I think, is about to get a mirrorful here of the number 19 of Reeder. Reeder missing Dustin Kleba out here tonight, and Brian Jones, who's down for the count. So the last one here for Evernham Motorsports is going to have to go to that 19 machine. They're looking for a good showing here tonight. Right now, as we can see in the far distance, the battle actually continuing on as the 29 machine of Blake Hoppy has fought around Logan Hagerman. Hagerman falling not 1 but 2 positions now as Daniel Honeycutt slices on by. Great race here so far, 25 laps complete. Vincent Arthur looking to come up with an answer, but Kevin Baumler has run him down. Baumler has been kind of a sore here on the hind end for Vincent Arthur. Right now, as you see in the left mirror, now he's going to be looking out the front of his windshield as the first mistake has been made by Joey Stats. Stats falls from 2nd down to 4th. Wow, hard shot to the wall there. We'll check in on Joey Stats and see if there's any trouble here with the Kellogg's car. Right now, he would have been hanging there with Dalton Tucker, but Tucker, I'm not sure if anybody can touch this guy. He is almost a light year away from these guys, and that being 3 seconds.
Yeah, he is out there screaming without a doubt. But like you say, Joey Stats is coming back on Vince Arthur here, just a hair. But Matthew George out there is making some moves too. He's finally back up to where he started in 9th. And might have You know, a thing with going here with Jay Christenberry, the two of them switching a little base on the track.
Yep. You can see a little bit where Matthew George seems that wall started creeping up on him there. Rolls through turn number 2. Watch where they get up close to the wall. And the 48 of Christenberry's around. Caution comes out.
I bet it does.
And Christenberry, we are taking a look to see if that car's still in one piece. And Stella, honestly, that actually worked out better than I think Christenberry expected.
Yeah, could have been worse. Somebody could have hit him, but it looks like he just made a nice little spin on his own.
Yeah, we'll double check for any sort of contact out there. I do know.
Oh, he definitely had help.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that right rear quarter panel, and I don't know if it was contact with the wall or if there was a little touch there. And we'll see. We'll take a look here. I'm looking right now. I think even Christenberry is trying to figure out what it feels like. That car feels a little wonky when he's driving around out there. Yeah. Oh, a miss from pit road. Chapeau missed it.
But he didn't hit the barrels. Looks like he just kind of overshot it.
We'll see, because if he did, he's going to learn the All About Barrels Award.
Yep, but right now, absolutely everybody has come down to pit road.
All right. Well, we'll take a look at what happened here. Here comes a peak right now. Christenberry rotates up. 25 got the run and sent him.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, that was a mush. Get a little bit closer here. Look how close he gets on this. Actually picks the back end of the car up. Unloads the suspension on him.
Tailpipe. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and you see the damage before he gets into the wall here. All right, I do want to take a look. It says Nick Gillis had a problem here. I don't know if he had trouble coming into pit road. Oh, stop!
No, heavens.
Well, the 88's not going to appreciate that. Logan Hagerman gets nailed.
And now we see why Derek Chapeau missed the lane. He was missing the accident. I think that was a good call.
Yeah, well, that was his hook in, was right behind the 12, and the 12 had stopped. Wow. Yep. All right. So we go around here at the blistering pace of 45 miles an hour here at Dover. A couple of drivers will be revisiting down into pit road. It does look like Matthew George will be taking the EOL for this. So back of the line here for Matthew George. Good call. Looks like somebody might have tuned in and told him we see everything. Well, this helps him avoid a penalty next week. So, single file restarts, though. Dalton Tucker will be taking us back to the green flag here. Gutsy call, so nobody earned the All About Barrels Award. This will be a good time to remind you guys to check Spotify tomorrow morning. That'll be led out there by Dustin Kleba and Cody Reeder out there on Spotify for In the Fence Racing, the lead podcast here of the National Oval Racing Association. You get a little bit of inside thoughts and theories out there on the track and what these guys have been doing. So check it out, In the Fence, on Spotify. Let's get ready here for the green flag. We are getting ready right now.
Single file.
Yeah, well, yes, single file. I think what concerns me is it looks like this is being extended. And I believe it's being extended because we had a crash again here in the back. Pace car may be coming back out onto the track. And it says there was trouble back here with Gillis and again.
Whoa.
And the 25 of Matthew George
caused it.
Caused this one yet again.
From the end of the tail, just smashed two other people.
Yes. So that is the second time here tonight. The 25 machine having a little trouble with his brakes here tonight. Look at this. Boom.
Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, with no fast repairs in this league, each one of those fellas now has considerable damage on their vehicles that they're going to need to fix. Definitely Jacob Gladelick in that front corner that made contact with the wall is now an aerodynamic nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I'd be pretty pretty frustrated at this point. It's kind of some simple stuff that's happening out here, and especially a track like Dover, you cannot risk losing any sort of downforce to the rear end of this car. All right, let's try this again. Here we go. Right now, the attack has to be now from Vincent Arthur, and he does. Gets a great jump there with Dalton Tucker. Tucker going to hold the outside. Can Vincent Arthur's tires hold it? Right now, they proved to be yes. His sliding around said no. Dalton Tucker, for the first time here tonight, I believe, is going to lose the lead. And now in the front is going to be Vincent Arthur with the DuPont Chevrolet. 4 positions from his original qualifying. Awesome pit stop of a 14.92. And he is out into the lead. Dalton Tucker sits second.
Yeah, very nice job there. This is definitely interesting, starting in that single file. Gives us a whole different dynamic as to how these guys take off now.
Yep, 2004 series started single file. Lapped cars always were inside lane. Since no cars are a lap down other than Brian Jones, who's been down, was down in pit road on lap 10 after 7 minutes. Looks like he might have gotten something fixed. They're checking his speed, and currently Brian Jones is holding, so he will not be black flagged to come back down pit road again. Right now, a couple of drivers with the fresh tires starting to feel pretty good out there. One of them is Blake Hoppy. Hoppy now up to 11th. Honeycutt went on by through the inside. And good move by Hoppy. Don't bother defending. The 84 had a good run. And go ahead and let him by. Honeycutt moves up to 10th. And a lot of drivers are finding their groove. Cody Reeder, one of them, up 6, sitting 7th. So far, all pit stops show 4 tires and fuel, except Jacob Gladelick with a 55.90 down there. Number 20 has been fixing a ton of damage out down here tonight, but did not come down into pit road after being rear-ended by Matthew George.
No, only one pit stop for everyone so far in this race in these first 37 laps.
Right now, Cody Reeder getting a decent amount of breathing room. 1.5 seconds before you can find Brady Moats behind. Currently, we're seeing Stats and Kyle Rochelle going at it here for the 5th position. Right now, solid move here. Move back on to Honeycutt. Honeycutt looks like he's putting Pressey under fire, and there's Pressey doing the usual.
Yes, he is.
Anybody else find it ironic that he is actually representing, I believe, when it was dial-up and high-speed internet?
That's true. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Stella. Yeah, pretty rough here tonight. Off the top of your head, you know what MBNA stands for?
That's a bank. It's a banking company.
Yes, Maryland Bank National Association. Those guys actually were founded back in 1982 and 89, and then they ended up merging out there with Bank of America in 2006. Right? Yeah, not too many seasons after this one that they did decide to merge with Bank of America out there and become one. Let's take a look here. Jake Christenberry trying to see if he can get his groove back. He's currently sitting in 12th. Has those tires sticking to the track now. Moving up front right now, Dalton Tucker is watching Vincent Arthur drive away with this one. Now, Stella, we saw Vincent Arthur having some sort of speed out there earlier here in the run. Dalton Tucker was getting more. But are you starting to notice a little bit that fresh air out front is allowing that leader to go ahead and take off from the rest of the field?
I am kind of thinking there is something to the, like you say, to the fresh air. Who was just down there on the apron?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was checking to see. I thought we saw McDonough down there. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Brian Jones revisiting back down into pit road.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he made it to lap 23 now for himself, as currently we're passing the line for 44 next time around. So it looks like the woes continue out there for Brian Jones. Now I'm wondering if he's got a steering issue. The pedals were working. He was able to get up to speed. I saw him hovering around about that 160, 170 mark, but it looks like the woes continue for Brian Jones and the Evernham Motorsports team.
Yeah, that's definitely a bad day for Mr. BJ.
Boy, what can these guys change to offset the way this race is going? Vincent Arthur now gaining the lead. Dalton Tucker had enjoyed his time up front. But not too long ago, Dalton Tucker did lose the lead, and unfortunately, he has been unable to actually reobtain it. Lap 33 is when he lost that lead, so currently Dalton Tucker hanging back by about a second now, and oddly enough, still, as I've been talking about Dalton Tucker, he's starting to pick up the pace here. Right now, about a tenth of a second faster last lap, and now has pulled him to within a second. So I'm wondering if Dalton Tucker's realizing the time is now and it's go time, and might be able to find some sort of an angle that maybe Vincent Arthur is missing here. Right now, once again, last lap, 23.86 by Arthur and 23.72 by Tucker. So right now, these two going at it here. Let's see if I can find us a battle box, and I can. Right now, this is Tucker, and this is how close he is starting to reel him in. 3/4 of a second now.
Yeah, that did not take long at all.
No, we'll check in on these guys. I do want to take a peek back here at Joey's stats. Stats, I believe, was under fire there by Cody Reeder. Baumler gets on around. Stats now to 5th.
Yeah, I was going to say, one thing I did notice was that Dalton Tucker is now 3/4 of a second away from Vincent Arthur, where he was over a second. But Josh Conover has not made that kind of advancement. He's now over 2 seconds behind Vincent Arthur. So it might be that wind, it might be that clean air.
Yep, as right now we are seeing Baumler file on back. Right now he backs it way up, almost going ahead and taking the rear bumper and touching to Joey's stats. Conover just kind of, I think, just trucking around here a little bit. Quick caution here early in the race. And I think that has come to burn some of these guys here early on. Lap number 28 is when that caution did happen. And then we had another fumble up for an extended caution there on lap 31 right after that. So after guys had pit, they have been trying to get back at it. Right now, one of those drivers that was hit was the number 20, who's working his way down pit currently. I think he's noticing something that is not feeling quite right. Move up to Matthew George, the causer of both issues, currently sitting 15th. Right now, he's following behind Derek Chapuis, who ended up missing pit road during the caution, just trying to avoid one of the wrecks that was caused by the number 12 of Nick Gillis. So Stella, right now, I would say our troublemakers are currently 15th, 14th on back, and yeah, so far at least, Jake Christenberry is able to recover and fight his way back up to the front. Now, his pit stop consisted of 24.22 seconds. So he was able to get his pit crew out there to take a look at that right rear quarter panel and see if they can go ahead and pull it back out. Look who's starting to catch the leader here.
Within 1/4 of a second now.
Yep. Getting very close. Dalton Tucker is taking a peek.
And Baumler and Conover are having quite the duel.
Yep. Hang out here for just a second as Dalton Tucker is diving a lot deeper into these turns. Moving back to Conover, who's looking right to the inside there where Kevin Baumler definitely starts to run away from him. Joey Stat taking a look around the outside. Boy, where's the battle? Let's stick for the lead. Right now, here comes Dalton Tucker and Vincent Arthur. Right now, it looks like they will be getting onto some lap traffic here. Right now, that's the 42 machine taking a peek. How does he fare with this lap car? Currently running up, I believe, on Colin McDonough. McDonough in the number 60. Might come into play, and looks like fading off a little bit here is going to be Dalton Tucker. Dalton Tucker fades off, but Conover's not. Almost kisses the wall. He's holding on to 4th. Baumler's gotten around. Joey Stats taking the air off the rear wing, causing a little bit of grief out here for Conover. Now Josh Conover currently out there in the Dale Jr. scheme. That Budweiser watching the cereal go on the top side.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was Cody Reeder taking a little skim off the wall there, too. Might affect him a tad.
I know oddly enough, they call it the Darlington Stripe. There's no such thing as when you head to Dover and give a quick scrub along the wall, which I believe Joey Stats is doing just that. Entering turn number 1, hammer the wall, which allows Conover to get right back on around. Less than a quarter of a second between Tucker and Vincent Arthur. We'll kind of look and see when he starts making a run here. Derek Chapeau moving up here on Nick Pressey. Pressey holding it out front, though, in that net zero car. Looking to see if he can get just a little bit. And I think Dalton Tucker got him back under pressure.
Yeah, and Chapeau just lost that. He just tagged the wall back there with his right rear quarter. So he'll have to start that run again.
Yep. Remember what I said about a lapped car, and we may be seeing it. Yeah, there's the little fumble he needed, getting on to the inside. Vincent Arthur going to try to squeeze him close to this apron here. Dalton Tucker white-knuckled here. This is them shooting out at turn number 2, and Dalton Tucker's only got 3/4 of a car. There's the nudge to the 24, the Haviland machine. Hard on the brakes, entering turn number 3 to get himself set up as he could not get to the top line. Right now, these two are going to bump and bang doors here just a little bit to see how they feel about each other. And I would say there are no friends here.
Friends or frenemies, this is a close one.
Yeah, Dalton Tucker, driver from Chip Nossi Racing out there. Currently regaining the lead here, but it has been back and forth with the number 24 car here of Vincent Arthur. Arthur holding the top line. He'll get the turn exit speed here. Loses it completely, but watch the speed he's able to get back out of it. Number 24 going to keep fighting it, though. Right now only gets him by about 40 thousandths of a second, but cannot get the full clear. Does Dalton rotate up this time? I would say his spotter, being smart, is going to tell him not to. You have not cleared him. And Vincent Arthur into the wall. That he's going to pay for that. Guards the bottom, though, as the 24 machine of Vincent Arthur is going to play chase. He sit on top of the 24 machine as he's under fire by Gavin Palmer from behind. The battle continues here for the lead. Catching up on that, on right now, Colin McDonough, who's praying he doesn't go a lap down. Drivers who are going laps down are Jake Christenberry and Brady Motes, who have brought it into pit.
Good, you stole my line, though. Yeah, I was looking at Cabin is taking advantage of the two of them fighting it out for first there, but he has secured quite comfortably now, I think, his third place position.
All right, pretty crummy turn there by Colin McDonough. He's going to go down a lap, and he's going to willingly give up that position. Now next on their list is going to be Nick Gillis. Currently he is out in front by 13.5 seconds. We're going a lap down here. We're watching our pit strategies out here. As about lap number 28 to 30, guys came down in the pit. We're looking at a fuel window somewhere around about that 45 lap mark, so a little early for some. I don't know, maybe some of these guys are battling a little harder out there or not, or using just too much fuel.
Well, we're looking at a 45 to 50 lap fuel window for this race.
Right, so I should have seen somewhere around lap 65 to 70. And I've got guys coming in on lap 60 and lap 59. Jacob Gladelick came in on 49, but I think that was to fix some damage.
Interesting.
Check that out. Fubar Studios is saying, Arthur, you got that P1. Right now he is, he had it. Right now he's now falling behind by 3/4 of a second. Say Dalton Tucker has waited out that 24, and it's impressive to watch how these two go out there on the track, how they're able to switch back and forth, and it doesn't matter which track. It's trying to outsmart the other one when they come here. So driver from Hendrick Motorsports of Vincent Arthur is trying to see if he can hold on to it. Trying to figure out where in the world Gavin Balmer remains, and I believe he's down there with Richard Childress Racing there, teamed up with Blake Hoppy.
There you go.
Yeah, Blake Hoppy is currently up 10 positions. Right now, about 1.3 off anybody out there, and I would say, you know, we are looking at a little bit of a thin field here tonight. There's no reason guys can't join up here with the National Oval Racing Association. You can be just like Cody Reeder and slide it around the outside and give the right rear quarter panel a kiss to the wall. On the exit of number 4, you can be like Dalton Tucker and leading this race. Nothing's stopping you. Guys, check out the National Oval Racing Association. You can be broadcast by SimTraX Broadcasting. We'll get you out there so everybody can see you. If you have a sponsorship, they are looking for sponsors as well. And definitely come out here and do your thing. Do recommend that you do run the correct year paint scheme. That way we can keep everyone out there in the loop. This is currently the battle for second. Vincent Arthur to the outside. Kevin Ballmer down on the bottom. And right now, I would say Kevin Ballmer is going to try to wear out Vincent Arthur here. As Vincent Arthur is just having more and more trouble late into the run. Remember him skidding around at the beginning, and now he's sliding here toward the end.
So I'd say he has to figure out how to finish this race in the mid portion of his good tires.
Yes. Now, he was extremely fast when he was able to make that pass. But I would say if this goes green all the way to the end, like they did last week at Charlotte, which, guys, if you don't believe me, 300 laps, caution-free.
Yeah.
I think if they could go 240 with one caution, this would be something. So only the top 10 remain on the lead lap. Colin McDonough, Kyle Rochelle, Jake Christenberry, Derek Chapeau, Matthew George, Nick Geilis, Jacob Gladly have come down into pit road. Cody Reeder and Blake Hoppier getting ready to join them here in just a moment. And Stella, do we have any update out there on Brady Moses? Why in the world? He is down and out here for Hendrick Motorsports. Right now, I'm currently showing him 18th. He's been down in pit since lap number 60.
I do not, but perhaps I will go check.
Beautiful. As we stick here to the race, Joey Stats is going to be our next person visiting. Dalton Tucker's been out here since lap number 30. He is stretching that fuel just as absolutely far as he can. Currently, Ballmer shoots up to the second position. Dalton Tucker is going to go around for another lap. Right now, he is hanging on to it, though. I'd say leader's going to be getting pretty close. If they are able to squeeze it out 45 to 50 laps, I expect Dalton Tucker to probably go a couple more. Knowing him as usual, he's able to keep out there for a couple extra laps. Currently, his fall off is not as bad as the rest of the field. He's actually faster than anybody on the field even after he took the lead. With a 24.81, 24.89 this time, and Ballmer 24.95, so still staying out there and at pace. Dalton Tucker's looking to just keep trucking around. But I would say a nice fresh set of tires will put these guys in the low 24s or high 23s, and Dalton Tucker, there he goes, coming on down. That's going to put Ballmer into the lead, followed by Daniel Honeycutt, Nick Pressey, and Logan Hagerman. If none of those three guys decide to come down pit. Yep, as I say that, Daniel Honeycutt working his way down. Pressey is staying out, and so is Hagerman. Right now, McDonough is trying to get at least one of his laps back, and he ended up going down. Lap number 29 is the last time he's been in. Stella, do we have an update on what happened to Brady Motes?
He gave a good shot at trusting the process, but he wrecked. And so he does not see his chances at this track up to his exceptional talent.
All right.
He's going to be hanging out down there for a while.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely check in and see Brady Motes in the coming weeks. Maybe he needs to switch off that Aaron's machine that makes him so sleepy and tired out there and get back in the snap-off machine.
Out of curiosity, next week, schedule says Prelude Eldora.
Yes, that is to be determined.
Ah, okay. Did not quite understand that one. I've heard of Eldora, but never a Prelude Eldora.
Yep. Yeah, I think somebody's poking around that maybe we should or should not run at Pocono. So I have it listed out there on the stream for Pocono. saying that normally we do not run dirt races.
Okay.
So, yes, that silliness was done in the past years. As Kevin Ballmer, enjoying his 170-mile-an-hour speed limit, is going to go to crawling 35 miles an hour. See Hagerman split on by. Right now, due to pit timing and guys getting out there, it looks like taking over the lead. Yep, we should be Cody Reeder if Vincent Arthur doesn't pass him here. Arthur's tires are 3 laps to the fresher side. As Reeder looking to hold on to it, Vincent Arthur's going to pass him here. Flag since lap number 31.
Logan Hagerman coming in.
Yep. Pretty impressive to see how long these other guys have been able to hang out there. Actually,
and so's Nick Preston.
Yeah, actually extending that fuel window. I just wonder if it's too late. They're coming down now. After Presley's running a 25.71.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a fall off to try to catch up, even with the delayed pit. But heck, you look at Kyle Rochelle down at 66 and Kevin Baldwin on 80. There's going to be a bit of a difference there in tires, without a doubt. Uh-oh. Looks like Hagerman has a extended pit stop. Coming up on a minute.
Yeah, it's actually longer than I would have expected. Checking to see the damage to the UPS machine. Might have a little bit here at the right front. We'll definitely be able to keep you guys apprised of what's going on there with Daniel Honeycutt and Logan Hagerman. Daniel Honeycutt has fought himself up to the 11th position. We are currently watching Matthew George in front of Nick Giles. Honeycutt is getting pretty close out there to Jake Christenberry. And for some reason, we got palindrome cars out there. We got the 84 and the 48, and then up front, we got the 24 and the 42.
I like it.
Yep.
I'd rather have palindromes than oxymorons.
Yep, I'm going to stop and leave it right there.
Good man.
That'd probably be for the best. All right. Right now, as this race continues on, the sun's starting to set behind a little bit of cloud cover again. Between turn 3 and 4. We'll try to keep our eyes close to the ground here so we can see what in the world's going on. That overcast continues to roll over. Right now, it's not only is it hard for us, but it's even hard for the drivers. They have trouble seeing out there. As... Who was that? I was trying to see who was coming back down in the pit.
It's a Haas back there. Who's still all messed up on the right quarter panel. Excuse me, on the left quarter panel.
Boy, rough night here for Colin McDonough. That left front fender hammered up there pretty bad. Looks like a drive-through penalty for the number 60. Let's check in on Kyle Rochelle. Kyle Rochelle under fire here by Kevin Ballmer. So as I say that, Josh Conover overcomes Cody Reeder. I don't think Reeder's finished yet, running up on Gladelick. Gladelick, but still a lot of damage to the Home Depot car.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys are fighting some front-end damage. Not quite sure where it came into play, but some of them do not look squared up.
Yeah, maybe some spin-outs there that happened toward the end of the track. I'm not finding any tire streaks out there that we can chase. But also remember, he was one of our guys who ended up getting hit under caution. him rear end and Nick Gillis there actually may have been a little worse for the wear. Right now, Vincent Arthur does currently hold on to the lead as the Haviland machine of Dalton Tucker is starting to catch up. I would be very surprised to see Dalton Tucker wait as far back as he did last time, seeing how well he did as soon as he gets to the fresh air. So Dalton Tucker starting to reel him in by a quarter of a second here, looking at the 42, starting to find yet again another groove. As the rubber lays down, the grooves tend to move from the middle up to the top. Currently, they are finding some success down on the bottom still as Vincent Arthur leading this race.
Tad bit bumpy we got there. Yeah, I can't help but inhale every time they get up so close to that wall.
As we ride along here with Dalton Tucker looking forward at our leader. Tucker is able to get a good roll into these turns. That's why I'm figuring is Dalton Tucker's figured something out. There's a mistake. Right now, unfortunately, full of mistakes is going to be the 24 car battling to the outside. They are holding it close. He's sitting in the back seat. We'll call this the toddler cam. Watching from the back seat here. Up there at Vincent Arthur. Vincent Arthur is able to come back out in front as they fight around Nick Gillis. Ryan Newman, number 12. Matthew George still on the lead lap. 22.5 seconds down for Matthew George. That leaves us with only the top 11 on the lead lap. And Stella, we haven't made it halfway through this race, and we've got almost half the track, or half the drivers a lap down. Ooh, Vincent Arthur again. Whoa! Arthur trying to scrub him here.
On earth.
Yeah. Now they're definitely pushing each other around out here. Watch Dalton Tucker to ride him a little deeper in this turn. Right now, you definitely want to let that Hendrick team know that you mean business. Now watch for the switch up here. See if Vincent Arthur decides to back up this turn.
Yeah, if they're coming up on lap traffic here, it's going to make an impact because there's two cars there now. I was curious whether Nick Gillis, being on the same team as Vince Arthur, was going to hold up Dalton Tucker there for a second on the last pass, but he managed to fly by him pretty good. Let's see what these two do.
All right, they are caught up to Jake Christenberry. Christenberry's going to take the outside line. To Haviland here of Tucker. Goes ahead, looks like an easy pass, but does not complete the pass. Fortunately, he couldn't stick Vincent Arthur with the 48 to jam him up. Taking a look here at the heavily damaged number 25 of Matthew George. George with the front nose damage here seems no worse for the wear. As he slices toward the top side, and Dalton Tucker is not going to be able to get the pass unless the 25 slows down, and he does.
There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, he is out there Chip Ganassi racing, like you say, Dalton Tucker and Kyle Rochelle, but he is absolutely swarmed right now by those three Hendrick Motorsports cars.
Yep. Now he puts them into the back, and taking a look. What I mean by the back is in that rear view mirror. Currently, they're getting a lot smaller as Vincent Arthur shrinks to a half a second gap between the two. Moving back to Joey Stats, who I believe just gave up the position to Gavin Palmer. Yep, lap 101, the AOL machine sends it. Reminding Joey Stats that he's got mail shooting on through. Right now, I believe Blake Hoppy as well. Hoppy's doing something here in the back. Let's check in on that Kevin Harvick car. Now, as he sits in 8th, Blake Hoppy was able to get around Kyle Rochelle. A couple of guys are making a couple of different areas here successful. Nick Gillis back down in the pit. This allows Derek Chapeau to get on around. And Stella, if I'm not mistaken, the number 88 of Logan Hagerman is taking it back to the garage for the night.
It does appear so. I don't see any movement down here. on the track at all.
Yep, pit box closed up and wheeled into the transporter. He's had it for tonight.
But you know who is still rolling? Brian Jones. He is now up to 38 laps. Granted, the rest of them are over 100, but if he keeps this up, he will end up not finishing last.
Yeah, he's only got to complete, I believe, about 22 more to pass Brady Moats.
That's correct.
He's currently sitting down in pit for the last 18 minutes. Lap starting to churn on by. Lap 105 is what we're on. This league being currently led by Dalton Tucker, Vincent Arthur, Josh Conover, Cody Reeder, Gavin Balmer. Moving on back here to the rest of the top 10 for Joey Stats, Daniel Honeycutt, Blake Hoppy, Kyle Rochelle, and Matthew George. Biggest mover of all those drivers would go to Blake Hoppy. Second place is tied by Daniel Honeycutt and Cody Reeder, both with 9. Yeah, so far it's been a hard-fought battle out there for Cody Reeder. Reeder wants to definitely maintain his pace and his speed out there. If I'm not mistaken, Jake Christenberry is getting ready to head down pit road now. 48 car currently sitting in 12th. Not getting any extra luck out there. It means Pressey went ahead and passed Christenberry as he's coming on down in the pit. And Reeder's starting to watch his time out there. Lap 102 is what we're looking at. Lap 108. All right, so that means he's definitely got about 35 laps on these tires here. Cody Reeder coming down on lap 72, 73. He is starting to feel the pressure out there now. I would question if we do end up under another caution. I'm sure everybody will come down for tires and fuel, but do people take a different approach to the rest of this race? Seeing that as soon as they're out in front, they are able to leave. One of them being Dalton Tucker. Notice how he's out front and by 1.5 seconds over top of Vincent Arthur. So notice, Stella, he did not lay back as long as he did last time. He got the lead and now is pulling away. And I would say it's a lot more comfortable when everybody's behind you than starting to chase one guy in front of you.
Agreed. But like you always say, will his tires maintain that pace?
Yeah, Dalton Tucker, even in the late stages of his last since his last pit stop, he was one of the faster guys out there, and that was even playing catch-up. So he wasn't as far back as he was last time. He was over a second and a half behind last time. This time he's only 3/4 of a second. So only half the run down, able to make the pass, and he is going to continue burning on by. Vincent Arthur's a strong driver here tonight. I think he's just going to have to outpit Dalton Tucker to see if he can catch him off guard here. Currently, right now, lap 75 is when we saw Vincent Arthur come on down. We are going to be kind of watching, keeping an eye on the number 24 car about lap 125. When we should start seeing these guys creep on down. All right, Stella, so Dover's gone through a couple different things out there. No Miles the Monster out there. This track has always been concrete.
I believe so.
I think not.
Changed to the asphalt to concrete on all except the apron in 1995. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Okay.
I thought this thing also started in dirt.
I was looking at the fact that this is the first track to run a NASCAR race after 9/11.
Really? This is where they return?
Yeah. I mean, on the 23rd. That's and it was the MBNA Cal Ripken Jr. 400. I didn't really think that we started up anything that gathered crowds that soon after 9/11. But I stand corrected and educated.
All right, your favorite driver coming on down into pit road, Matthew George. 1485 in the box, not getting any of that damage fixed.
He's feeling it tonight. He's not gathering.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to be dealt any penalties for the next week. He did serve his end-of-line penalty. The first cause caution out there with Jake Christenberry. I don't know about the one that's under caution, what happens with that. Alright, awesome. Good. Well, make sure you check in on that Cody Breeder. Currently 6 seconds before he can find Josh Conover, but he's gonna... Wow! He was gonna come down, but he almost thought he was gonna clear the barrels and decided not to. Goes up there and gives a little pop there to Joey Stats. Stats goes ahead and works on around him there. Daniel Honeycutt was able to make it on down. Reader starting to panic here. He needs to start checking up big time. But Stats is coming on down. Reader going ahead and passing by again. Ulmer and Stats are down into pit road. This moves Cody Reader up to 4th.
He is still 8 seconds behind Josh Conover, who's sitting in 3rd.
Right. What I'm saying about the guys out front as we reach this halfway point here of the race. You're going to have to outpit them. Right now, both those guys, of Dalton Tucker and Vincent Arthur, have a ton of speed here tonight. Absolute ton of speed. And Dalton Tucker said, well, I held a 3 1/4 second lead. Let's go ahead and bring it on down into pit. So he will coming down into pit. That's going to bring Vincent Arthur and Josh Conover as well. Cody Reader seems to be keeping pace. He'll stay out, and the 19 will lead his first lap here tonight.
No kidding. All right. This is what I'm curious to see. Does anyone finally coming in?
Yep.
Does anyone choose to do anything odd or different than 4 tires and fuel?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Absolutely
they
not.
Sure didn't.
No way. If you're already down here and committing to going this slow 35-mile-an-hour pace, 4 tires. 4 tires of fuel and get back out there, because oddly enough, you'll see guys only take right sides here. And the really crazy part is the left rear tire is what plays a lot of factor into what keeps traction here at Dover. For some reason, at these concrete tracks, it makes it so difficult when they start rotating through the turn and when they ride up the track. It's the left rear tire that holds them. And that's why you see drivers like Vincent Arthur kicking it out to the side occasionally, because that left rear tire is starting to fail him. You'll see him ride a higher line and try to smooth it out, rather than trying to go up and almost smack the wall up there. So here's Vincent Arthur. You'll see him exit the turn. A lot more solid.
3 of them came in right in lockstep, one right in front of the other. However, their pit stall time differed by almost a half a second. Vincent Arthur was at a 14:33 and Josh Conover at a 14:85. What could be the difference there? Did somebody need more fuel, or, what could cause the half a second difference?
Slower exiting the box.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
As simple as that. Because I know you're looking at times. Josh Conover was actually faster in and out of the lane, but slower out of the box.
Slower out of the box. I'll be darned.
Yep.
Okay.
We say we take a peek back at the 84 machine here at Daniel Honeycutt. As we are up in the Goodyear blimp view, taking a look down at Cody Reader. Stella, this is the only time I get a look down at this league. As these guys raise high hopes of only a single caution here tonight. Already a little fumble up there on lap number 29. And we have been green ever since. Tons of green flag stops here. As as they went caution-free last week. I know you guys saw the post out there on Facebook about them going caution-free. I think even they're amazed that
And
it went that far.
No, that's wonderful. They haven't even done that in real life at Charlotte.
Well, the Crown Jewel, the longest race of the year, and caution-free. That blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. They did a heck of a job last week. And guys, if you don't believe me, go and check it on simtraxbroadcasting.com. And you can find the replay of that race. That might be one you start starring out there and put as a favorite. As that was a heck of a race. Guys all over the track, battles everywhere. You even remember it was not a single file, just putt around the track and follow each other. There were battles all over the track. And I guarantee you, I slept very well after that night.
Yeah, there's some nights that are definitely like that out here. I mean, you can't slow down, or you'll miss something.
Yep. Speaking of missing something, I don't know if Nick Pressey missed pit here. Remember, Nick Pressey actually stayed out longer than anybody else, came down on lap 82. And he has yet to visit pit road since. So the lap 120 tires sling on past him, sending Pressey back to third. And this will definitely put him, if not 2 laps down here before he makes it back out of pit. So he is praying for a caution right now.
Now, without jinxing anything here, because we are over the halfway point, last April when they were last here at Dover, NORA managed to finish this this race with 6 cautions. So,
if I'm not mistaken, all cautions were toward the end of the race. Once it got to 1 caution, then everybody was duking it out all the way to the end.
Yeah, 49, 56, then 72, 78, 87, 150, 155.
All right, we roll way back here, looking at the battle for the top 10 spot. Currently holding that position is Jake Christenberry in the 48. As we see them gunning around the track here, let's get a little bit of a closer look at Matthew George and Jake Christenberry. Christenberry trying to keep that damaged car off the side of his car. He is not having much luck. Let's see if we can find him. I believe Christenberry looking at Matthew George. Plays hide and go seek with our producer out here.
Okay.
Now, as they couldn't find Matthew George, he had already gone around.
That would make sense.
Yep. That's why we're looking into nowhere. Nick Pressey's running the slowest on the track out here at a 26-second lap.
64.
Yeah, 23.66 held by Dalton Tucker. Right now, Pressey should probably come down into pit. Kind of call it here before the bleeding stops, and he does. Down pit road, if we can find him. Blinks out. There he is.
Oh, gosh. And speaking of calling it, Brady Moats has called it in the evening. So Brian Jones has managed to pass him. He's now on lap 64.
That's despicable.
I think it's wonderful.
Well, the Hendrick Motorsports team is not going to be happy about one of their drivers having to check out here.
Oh, the checking out. You were looking at the checking out as being bad. I was looking at the Brian Jones that's still kicking it, being good.
Yeah. He's definitely gotten around right now. I think he's got to make another...
20.
21 laps. Yeah, he's got to make up a few here to get past Logan Hager.
Yeah, less than 20. Hager's only on 81.
Alrighty. We're doing a lot of blabbing up here, but not a whole lot is being blabbed out there in the chat. Guys, definitely, I read what you put out there. Two Bar Studios is laying down the most comments out there and chats. So go ahead and say something out here, what you think about this race, as we are coming up on the 100 lap mark to go. As Cody Reeder does make the pass around Joey Stats. Still plenty of exciting racing out here. Cody Reeder gets on around. Stats drops to 5th. Right now, with Stats having a top 3 start here tonight, he's not going to be happy about that. Looked from the front row, but has yet to find the front row since.
Yeah, the top three are a good 8 seconds in front of the guys in fourth and fifth.
Yep. What can you do as a driver? I mean, maybe, and what I mean by short pit is coming down in the pit early. Is trying to offset these guys because something's up. You've got to figure out how to break this cycle. And I would say, you know, maybe 10, 15 laps before the leaders come down, you need to pit again and get out there and start making up some time. Because the end of this race is going to be tight. Right now, lap 170 is when we're going to see some of our leaders stretching it out to that 50 lap mark before they're going to need fuel and tires again. This is Cody Reeder working around Jake Christenberry. Christenberry is down a lap, unfortunately.
Do we have any idea why Kevin Baumler is so far back now, sitting in 11th?
Unknown. I'm not sure when he drove down pit road. He was down pit road for 35 seconds. I feel that's a drive-through.
Oh, okay.
He may have sped on the way out.
That would do it.
Somebody who also had to serve the same sort of penalty was Pressey. 32.53 down pit road. That kind of takes Ballmer's night and kind of crushes it to pieces.
It does.
This track is definitely getting pretty wild out here at Dover. Appreciate you guys joining us here for the MBNA America 400. This track has definitely got plenty of history to it, as it seats so many fans out there who we're taking a look at. This 1 mile track has is the only one, I say, with the patented bridge you see entering turn number 3. Those seats out there are just about practically impossible to get. But if you get to hear these cars rumbling underneath of you, somewhere between 170 and 190 miles an hour, how they're able to do that kind of speed and handle the G-forces around the turn is impressive.
Yeah, they just put that bridge up, quote, this year in 2004. Holds 56 fans.
All right, we'll move back here to Vincent Arthur, sitting off by about 2.3 seconds off the lead as they run up on Blake Hoppy. Hoppy currently going a lap down. That's now going to I believe, lead us with the top 6 drivers on the lead lap now. And right now, Dalton Tucker is on fire. This guy cannot be stopped. I think they're going to have to quarantine his car here.
What happened to him last week?
Dalton Tucker?
No. Yes.
Where did he place?
Let's see.
Bum, bum,
That's
bum.
his start. Where's his finish? 5th. Behind Brian Jones, Dustin Cleveland, Kevin Baumler, Dalton. I was trying to find if he, led laps and things like that. I'm gonna go find that. Because I know in the previous week, stage 1, he was in 2nd. Stage 2, he was in 1st. And he finished the Charlotte All-Star race in 1st. And then he was not in the final top 3 at all. So I was kind of curious, you and your weaponized autism.
No, I remember he was just outpit. That was it. They just outpit him. And just the strategy caught him off guard. Because like most of us, we didn't expect it to go caution-free to the end. So that may have been what caught him off guard, is that definitely took the strategy out of it. that he had originally planned.
Yeah, it does not even show him having led a lap.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, rough
Just had
night.
an off week. It happens.
Mm-hmm. Now we may be talking to him again here in Winner's Circle after about another.
Looks pretty.
Yeah. About another 90 laps or so here. Right now, Dalton Tucker sitting first. We're taking a look at Vincent Arthur sitting second. Josh Conover's third. Cody Reeder is fourth. Joey Stats is fifth. And Blake Hoppy holding on to it, though. Right now, Hoppy's down a lap, though. Looking at him outside. He's going to go ahead and let the 12 go by. Nick Gillis. Gillis came in on lap 143, only 10 laps ago, and put 4 tires and fuel on it. So right now, expect Gillis to be buzzing around this track pretty quick. As a few more takers down to pit road. Kyle Rochelle, Jake Christenberry. They're heading their way down into pit now. So many drivers, so many different opportunities out here. I almost would think it would be almost a fire sale going on down there, as we'd have 12 drivers all at once coming down into pit. The only time anybody is really simultaneously pit here tonight was under the first caution.
No, goodness. Yeah, that was absolutely everybody came down. I think Brian Jones might not have, because he had just come out previously. But yeah, that was a, what do you call it, full fire sale.
Yep. Yep, Blake Hoppy and Matthew George coming on down.
Joining Kevin Baumler, who is already in.
Yep. He'll be entering his pit box here in just a moment as he's working his way back out. 15 seconds in the box. That's the thing about short track here, Stella. The noise that winds up around here. It gets super loud at the track. Drivers all over the track. Everybody spread apart. Drivers trying to find each other. Here's the position of the track map. And you can see the one all the way up top, and now the 2 is dead center up top. So that is the amount of distance that 3.5 seconds is.
Sure are slow.
Yep. Say right now everybody will be watching when Dalton Tucker decides to bring it in. Christenberry does pass Matthew George, though. Take a look back. Christenberry. Yep. Plenty of room.
And will the 2 behind him, Vincent Arthur and Josh Conover, choose to come down again at the same time? Did you?
Possibly. Maybe. Right now, Vincent Arthur, if he can just keep pace, I might want to hang out a couple extra laps here as they're working on our blinker of Nick Pressey on the outside. Baumler took tires, around he goes. Now took tires on lap 149, 10 laps ago for him.
I think Blake Hoppy had a bit of trouble. He's been down now a minute and a half.
A little better view here, the 29, and there he goes. Yeah, some guys, just to make it competitive, if you're all the way in the back and your lap's down and there's no chance of you coming back, go ahead and fix the race car. Put the tires on it, get fuel in it, fix the race car, and get back out there and go for it. At least enjoy your time out here. Your sponsors appreciate you getting back out there, because they don't really appreciate a mangled car.
Yeah. Never know what the words might say with the right crunching. Dalton Tucker, Vincent Arthur, Joey Stats coming in pit road.
Who is not Josh Conover, is wow, he's got to check up. Boy, he's going to be lucky if he didn't speed in. So hanging out there since lap 121 will be Cody Reeder. This does give him a wide opportunity here to maybe run this out another 8 to 10 laps and then come down and pit. Trying to factor in long run what that'll do for him here.
Yeah. I don't know. That's above my pay grade.
He would have fresher tires toward the end when he needs a short run. But this would be one of those ones I would say if the leaders have come down, Cody Reeder needs to come down now. He ran at 25 seconds flat last time around, which is about 1.3 per lap that he is losing.
Yeah, and we saw what it did.
Hold on a second. We have Conover around.
Oh, Josh, Conover, new tires. Welcome aboard.
Fresh tires, no caution. I see him looping here.
Racing surface. Yep, that's understandable. Kept it off the wall, though, yes?
Yeah, just a little nudge to the nose. So that's going to put everybody a lap down except Cody Reeder, who's in the lead. Currently, he's got to start watching his timing here. 26 seconds is what he's ahead of Dalton Tucker. Now it's less than 26. So my biggest thing right now is watching the amount of time he's got to come up with. Currently, this is going to be Dalton Tucker firing around Cody Reeder here in the 19.
Oh, yeah.
To get his lap back the hard way. Cody Reeder almost got the caution he may have been looking for out there out of Conover.
Goodness, okay, so this is Dalton Tucker's... Okay, just past Cody Reeder, but he's not
on Cody Reeder's lap. Yeah, on
first.
his, yeah.
Oh my goodness, okay. Well, what caught me was here comes Cavan in the 30 passing him. But that doesn't help him either. So it's, oh my.
Yep.
And he passes pit road again.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Cody Reeder is making this last as long as he can.
Vincent Arthur now back on the lead lap. Ooh.
No, almost rammed the back of Kyle Rochelle there.
I was kind of curious if he was saying, time to get out of my way. I'm losing time on Dalton Tucker. I am 4.5 seconds behind.
Yep. Only 71 laps left to go here in this race of the MBNA America 400. Appreciate you guys once again here for joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. Don't forget to subscribe out there to our channel. Definitely appreciate it. I know you guys have been working hard today. Appreciate you guys spending your time with your family here on this Monday night. Cody Reeder's going to be spending some time down into pit road as he comes down to greet his pit crew once more. This will be his 4th stop here of the night. The only driver who hasn't pit yet either is Nick Pressey, but he came down on lap 134. So he is definitely spreading out the pit stops here. And as Cody Reeder, before he can enter the box, Dalton Tucker regains the lead.
Oh. That puts another wrinkle into the situation there, doesn't it?
Yep. Cody Reeder is out of the box, working on getting out of pit lane. And I believe he will be a lap down here. Yep, that's him.
Bit of a long pit stop. 15.48.
Yep.
I mean, almost no one goes over 14. Okay, well, Josh Conover had a rough one, but...
All right, let's get back to our leader here, Dalton Tucker. Currently 3.5 seconds over top of Vincent Arthur. 16 seconds over top of our 3rd place driver, of Daniel Honeycutt. Right now, Honeycutt is the biggest mover of our race, up 13 positions, sitting 3rd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right now, he's having a stellar night here. So everything just seems to be going his way. You know, I think that was over at Bandit. Anywhere I put that camera, they were wrecking.
Oh, heavens. And you could be right. That was just Wednesday.
Yep. Last Wednesday, apparently, the commentator's curse took out 8 drivers. So they're going to scramble and see if they can find anything else. Where in the world is Kyle Rochelle? Kyle Rochelle is currently sitting in 8th. I thought for a second there he was going to try to run down Cody Reeder, but I think Reeder is now starting to put the distance on. Good Lord, here he comes. That's going to go ahead and put Kevin Ballmer in the rear view. Ballmer currently in 11th. Right now, Reeder is currently looking 1.3, actually 1.75 seconds ahead to find Nick Pressey. So he is churning off half a second faster, actually 1 second faster per lap. Good Lord. Yeah, we might want to sit along with this one right now. Cody Reeder. Look at the difference of fresh tires.
Yeehaw.
All right, this is for the 6th position. Put Pressey in the rear view. Piece of cake.
Fast and in a hurry.
Yep. Now, 10 seconds ahead is Josh Conover.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got a mile to go before, well, half a mile maybe, before he sees, yeah, sorry, I couldn't help myself, before he sees the back end of Josh Conover.
Yep. Well, Conover is starting to creep up on Daniel Honeycutt as Joey Stats had passed him. Stats went ahead and got that 3rd place. I believe as we were riding along there with Cody Reeder when that pass took place. Yep, Joey Stats and Cody Reeder both passed at the same time. And Josh Conover overcomes Daniel Honeycutt here. Still a lot of race to go here, Stella. I wonder, you know, if something's going to trip us up. We thought we were going to have another caution out there, but Josh Conover keeping it on the apron and not getting anybody involved. Made sure Barney kept the yellow flag in the bucket up there.
In the bucket. Okay.
Take a look here. Here's the number 8 to the inside of Guylis. Guylis riding 12th in the 12.
We've had that before.
Yep.
Mr. Foster in the 8. This is in the 8.
Right. Stella, I believe throughout this race has taken a few turns out there. Brady Motes will be finishing in the 19th position, retiring back on lap number 60. Logan Hagerman in the 88 car. He retired back on lap 81. Yep. And Derek Chapeau in the 38 M&M's car. Currently 16th. If Brian Jones can keep trucking along, he may end up 17th. And he has retired for the night on lap 142. So he is our newest driver to head down and take it to the transport. It looked like it was the garage, but down and out he goes. So he will not be returning here for the night. And we are going to hold our breath on next week's race. Normally we run the Pocono 500 here in 2004, which Jimmy Johnson did a fine job winning that race. But if we head to Eldora for a dirt race in the Gen 4s, which I don't know if I'd recommend.
Yeah, it shows that on the 2nd of June and Pocono for the 9th. Just going off of what's published on the schedule.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Just changed it. Nobody hit me to that, dude.
All right, we just take a look here at Conover. Conover currently looking at Joey Stats, who rotates up the track a little bit. Kellogg Chevrolet. Terry Labonte almost getting smacked up there.
up this morning and chose violence.
Yep. You're supposed to wake up and choose a nice cereal, not violence. Alright, well, this is Conover slicing underneath, and he gets it. Hacks his way through. Joey Stats is going to get a run, though, to the inside. Conover can't rotate down. Stats is taking a look here from the outside. Better camera work. There he is. Conover taking a look back at Joey Stats. Stats looking to see if he can set him up again. Get a good run here on the outside. Use a little bit of draft. He nudges the edge of the apron, which is extremely dangerous. Alright, so battle for third does finally calm down. Keep this rolling here. Still an interesting race, you see, so far here tonight. Couple of guys bumping and grinding along the walls out there. A couple of drivers kind of smacking each other. Interesting pit stops. Some pit stops are better than others. So this track has really got a little bit of everything.
A lot of these guys are really having trouble slowing down. No, they come down because they're right on that straightaway where they're all flying, you know, at 170 miles an hour. And it's to try to keep it in control, especially if you've stretched it out too far, and brake and not lose it. That's a feat.
Yep. Well,
Speaking of which,
remember I told you a little bit of short pitting. Yep. Now's his time to shine. He'll come down a little bit early. This may be his final pit stop here of the night. For him, this is lap 188. I still think it might be a little too early for Presti to be coming down. That means he needs to run about 52 laps on this tank of fuel. Out he goes. Jake Christenberry. Down pit road he goes. Nice stop. Slides into the pit box. Let's get back out on the track where you find Josh Conover.
Man.
I say, if we talk just about everybody here tonight, probably talk about Chris McDonough. Remember, after a ton of damage, currently sitting at 12th, 11th now. Gets around Jake Christenberry. And to the outside is going to go Presti. Jacob Gladly covers him 12th. Making up a ton of time though. Christenberry came in on lap 188 and Gladly is faster than he is.
Maybe he's versing something else.
Yeah, maybe. Certainly 2.5 seconds. It's getting better and worse at the same time. Now he's down to
Daniel
2 seconds.
Daniel Honeycutt up 10 for the evening so far. Has chosen to bring it down, see if 4 tires can help him get back up there on the podium.
Definitely going to be late into his run. Coming down on 160, is still in the lead. Going to be missing out a lot here. Let's say Stella right now we are looking at probably another 12 to 13 laps before we see our leaders come in. Can Vincent Arthur come in a little bit early? Instead of coming in on lap 210, does he come in on lap 205? Try to see if he can run down Dalton Tucker.
See, the thing is that at 205, I'm looking at, okay, he can make it in that window of 45 to 50 lap fuel. But does he want to be at the bitter end of his tires at the end of the race?
Right. That's what that's what I would be questioning right now, and I think I see the 24 team down there kind of talking it up a little bit. If he can catch up here, right now he's sitting down by 4 1/4 seconds, and it's steadily growing right now. Right now it's growing about 1/4 second or 1/2 second per lap. that Vincent Arthur's out here running. Right now he is in a world of hurt, and he's coming down. Check up, check up. Oof.
Well, that answered that question.
Yep. Well, Vincent Arthur come down now. The only way Dalton Tucker can stop that is he may need to come down as well. 25-27 out of Dalton Tucker. Last time by, which is much slower than even Josh Conover's running 24-78. Whatever it was, he was about a second slower last lap.
Yeah, I think he's picking back up. I think he realized maybe he was pushing some buttons, getting ready for a pit stop. There you go. That might have caused that one slow lap. This last one was back under 25 again.
Yep. 21 seconds behind is Josh Conover. Conover will be reeling him in here in just a moment. And now he should be running down the backstretch as Dalton Tucker is still working his way down. Vincent Arthur has already hit and made it back out after 4 tires and fuel. Now Dalton Tucker doesn't show any signs of short pitting here, as he currently is entering the box. Hate to have to go all that way to hit that number 1 position. That's going to be a tough box to get in and out of.
Okay, here we go.
Tons of time. Conover has the lead.
Now, Joey Stats and Cody Weeder did come in at the same time. There, now deciding
All right, remember I said about short pitting. Here it comes. Vincent Arthur making the pass. Vincent Arthur has made the pass on Dalton Tucker. Tucker's now in the backfield, as he is caught behind Conover in the number 84. Daniel Honeycutt. Good job by Vincent Arthur coming down. 2 laps earlier than our leader of Dalton Tucker. That should help plane the field here on tires. Right now, Dalton Tucker's got a lot of traffic he's got to weave through, and he's got no help right now. These 2 guys both side by side. Dalton Tucker may make a lane of his own. Conover still needs to pit. He's been out since lap 161.
pass beyond Daniel Honeycutt.
Yep. Honeycutt will fall back down to 4th position. To go. Conover still out in front, hedging his bets on a caution. I don't think he's going to get it. Two drivers still on the lead lap, 3 to be exact. Conover, Vincent Arthur, and Dalton Tucker. Everybody else is kind of smoked out here, plenty of distance. Conover coming down. It's going to allow Arthur the 1 time around. Dalton Tucker's going to have to reel him in. The hard part is starting to get out of that mindset, thinking of long run. And right now he needs to shorten it up. Dalton Tucker needs to make up 1.5 seconds here to find Vincent Arthur, which Vincent Arthur's doing everything he can to get away. Sitting behind currently Nick Cressy, as Cressy moves to the top. Let's lose a 1/10 of a second though. Dalton Tucker seek the same fate, running up on Nick Cressy.
Yeah, I was really surprised earlier when we were all lunging up. Joey Stats took it down so far. Able to get out of everyone's way since he's a lap down. Hunter, he is number 1 lap down. He's eligible for Lucky Dog. I don't know how much room I would have given the guys. I wouldn't have put myself in danger to let everyone go past.
All Alright, we slowly start watching these two getting ready to go back at it. Now Dalton Tucker, this is his turn to play chase. As Vincent Arthur. Only ahead by about 1.1 seconds as Vincent Arthur clears Gladly. That's going to cause some problems here. Vincent Arthur does clear not one but two drivers. Jake Christenberry riding the high side. Dalton Tucker dives to the bottom. Expect the number 20 to try his best to stay out of the way here. As Dalton Tucker trying to get something going. Hard pass there by Gladly. That does stretch them out to 1 second apart. Unfortunately, everybody else on the field is a second and a half or more. So we come up on about 25 to go.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, they really have strewn themselves about.
Which part are we talking?
The second and a half apart from each other.
Yeah.
A minimum. Some of them are as much as 20 seconds away from each other.
Matthew George starting to reel in Nick Cressy.
That 1.1 second deficit down to 0.6 roughly at this point, so he's definitely making some inroads. Dalton Tucker is on Vincent Arthur.
Yep. Hate seeing Brady Moats end up with such a horrible night. Normally the process does work. Let's move back here to Matthew George. Here on Cressy.
He does have a definite dislike on this track, so I expected that outcome.
I guess so. Honeycutt as Reeder's making the pass. Reeder coming down to lap 200. Just trying to make it up. See if we can catch our guys here in the front. Oddly enough, they are about 30 seconds behind. So currently only Vincent Arthur and Dalton lead lap.
That happens at these short ones. Same thing in Bristol, correct?
Still the battle continues under half a second. 23 to go. I think Dalton knows he can probably hold on to it for a little bit here, seeing that Vincent Arthur's got nobody in front of him.
Or what, try to make a move when he has a locked car to pass?
Yeah, just waiting for his tires to wear down a little bit unless Vincent Arthur started to burn them up before he got there, when it seems the catch is inevitable. Currently watching the battle for the lead.
Down to 0.3 now. With 22 to go.
Alright, still holding our breath here as Conover's getting past Honeycutt. CarQuest machine heads back yet another position. Still hard charger of the night, though.
Up 10, but Cody Reeder's up 9.
And just a tie, he would need to make up another 4.5 seconds to catch Joey's stats. With 20 laps left to go. I would like to thank you and Miles Vermont Monster would like to thank you guys for joining the MBNA America 400 here at Dover. We're looking at currently 240 laps here tonight. I guarantee you it looks like we're going to end it on that number. Dalton Tucker has put Vincent Arthur into the rear view and in a hurry.
I mean, complete reversal of space. That's is now Dalton Tucker at this point.
This is the pass. Right. Dalton Tucker getting away with this one. It's pretty crazy when you're saying the guy's holding on to third, 26 and a half seconds off the lead. Joey Stats.
Yes.
More out there saying, loving the Let's Go Arthur. Arthur had the lead here until just a few laps ago, back on lap 222. He ended up losing the lead. Conover was able to pass Cody Reeder out there with a little fuel and tire strategy by the number 8 car.
Got his sights set on Joey Stats now, I'm sure.
Yep. So he needs to make up 3 seconds, and he does just that. He takes 3/10 of a second off just on that turn. Garrett's really hauling.
So our top 5 guys almost all pit at 200 plus, except for Vincent Arthur. He's in that early 198. That's kind of what have we learned anything? Was this a good thing? Is this a shot in the dark? It's inevitable to happen. What are we looking at there? Do laps make that much difference?
You would think, but I would say somebody else is also just checking up a little bit, kind of hanging back, and then just conserving and then waiting to attack. I mean, Dalton Tucker's been fast all night. Conover, we've been seeing him fighting his way up to the front. Only 2.2 seconds off for him. So you're just seeing these guys who have been able to conserve, wait for these guys to fall off. I think they take a look at some of their times out there, and then they realize time is now. It's time to attack. We got to get around. So unless Dalton Tucker ends up in a folly out there with one of these lapped cars, we can see the number 12 car out there, Nick Guylis.
Vincent Arthur has brought back from his his 1 second place back. He is now up to a 0.8. But I do believe Dalton Tucker says, no, I'm going to pull up again and keep you behind me.
10 laps left to go here. These guys have been scrambling all the way around. 1 caution here for the night. And Dover does not disappoint.
I guess, does it count as a caution if they have a caution inside the caution?
I would not. They just extended one of them.
Okay.
Who knows, we might be able to get an update on what happened out there. All right. I think Jake Christenberry's been on a roll here. Came down to lap 215. Christenberry was able to make up a couple of positions there, going ahead and passing McDonough for 13th. McDonough passing Nick Gladden in that 13th spot, and Christenberry is now up to 12th. fastest drivers out there on the track. At this current moment, 24:32.
And I think Brian Jones is going out to settle for 16.
Yep.
There are not enough laps to go to
Nope. I give it to him for sticking it out, though. He moves up to the 16th position, and that does gather
100%.
points.
You betcha. Because if I remember right, they go from 43 in first place to 42, 41, 40 in the descending order of placement. So it's more points being at 16 than it was anywhere else.
Expected on stat. I think Conover is finally caught.
Really?
Yep.
That was a heck of a good run. He's a good almost 4 seconds behind him there. Davis.
Yep.
Right on his tail.
And now on his side. Really trucking on around. He's going to have him here. Clear. Stats unable to switch it up, though. Conover gets third. And now with 3 laps left to go. Conover stay out in front of Joey Stats here. It's the closest battle out here on the track. These guys are within a quarter of a second of each other. Boy, Stats. Yeah, he's not gonna have it. He's not gonna have it. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to triangulate the third. And he might have it. Conover off the wall.
Josh Conover just hit the wall. And that is the mistake that he was waiting for.
Well, Stats does the same thing. Enters turn 1 and 2 way too fast. Has to check up. Conover's going to have another chance.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Stats gives it
not in
up as the white flag is out. Right now having to play defense here. Conover is sitting in third. Right now,
he recovered.
Stats taking a peek here. This is the battle for third right now, still covering. And Stats isn't going to have it. He's going to try one more run here at the line. Stats. Nope. Can't get it. Well, Dalton Tucker.
Goodness. I would not mind seeing that hit and recovery of Josh Conover to be able to come back from that and barely even lose any time. My goodness.
Yeah, it should be Conover exiting 3 here. Now into 4. There's the bump off the wall.
Clink.
Watch what Joey Stats does. Notice how he's already on the bottom.
Well,
he has to slow down because he rides up the track.
Made an adjustment because he thought Conover was coming into his passenger window. Oh my goodness. Yes, that was good. That was unfortunate, but well handled.
Good job here so far by all our drivers. Appreciate you guys joining us here. Obviously, we're going to have to talk to our top 3 drivers and see what in the world they had all in store. 2 drivers from Hendrick Motorsports were able to make it. And one of our drivers from Chip Nossi Racing was able to make it. So all 3. As you see, Dalton Tucker doing a...
Kowicki?
Yep. Alan Kowicki lap.
Thank you for joining us, Fubar Studios out there. The guy got the silver, which is still excellent.
Right now trying to make his way into winner's circle. Everybody seems to be piling in there.
Okay. They're being silly, aren't
Yep. All right, guys. Hang in there, and we'll hopefully we'll be able to talk to our winners here.
they?
Alrighty, everybody, we're catching up with our third place finisher and ricocheting off the wall, coming away with a podium position. Josh Conover, you are taking it away right now. I think Stella's caught up with you there, buddy.
Yes, down here in the pits with Josh Conover, fresh off of his excellent run this evening, keeping out of trouble, except a little bit of trouble he caused on himself with a bit of a turn out of pit road. Did you think your night was over after you did that?
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't even looking back, I really don't know what I did. I think I caught, I guess the seam or whatever leaving pit road, and it just went around. And yeah, I thought for sure I was not getting back to the third.
Yeah, that was a great recovery, but so was this last one right here with your Joey Stats battle. That was a right down to the very finish. Nicely done.
Yeah, he's I forget what they even called him back then. Cousin Terry, I guess. Terry Labonte. It's he's fun to race with. It's always clean. You know, if he doesn't get involved in some messes and we actually have a chance to race, it's always good with Joey. And we were both laughing and having a good time there at the end, even though we're a lap down, because we had another, 215 lap run to finish the race.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it was. You came in on 206. He came in on 200. Yeah, that was a long last run, I must admit. So next week, we have on the schedule that I go off of. It says Prelude Eldora.
Yeah, so
Explain that one to me.
next week we'll be off for the holiday.
Oh.
So yeah, the 26th will be off, and then let me just double check before I give you bad information. Yeah, and then June 2nd will be not really an all-star race, but something similar to like an all-star race where it's no points on the line, and we have some fun on the dirt in the pro late models. I think we actually jumped the gun. I think the first year for that race was 2005, not 04, and I messed the years up actually, but I want to have some fun and have another off week built in, so we left it on there, and yeah, hopefully, like I said, just have some fun with everybody.
Okay, so you will be at Eldora, but in a different car.
Yeah, it'll be the dirt late model, and then it has 3 different engine sizes, and then we'll be running the middle one, the pro late model. That way, it's not too much speed where guys who don't normally run dirt are out there just spinning out and struggling, but then it's not the slowest one where we're all kind of just running each other over and just not having fun. So we'll run the middle one, and hopefully guys come out. Like, you know what I mean? There's no points on the line. It's not meant to be serious. I mean, obviously not a wreck fest, but it's not meant to be serious. Just have some fun, throw some slide jobs, and have a good laugh while we're, like I said, basically having another off week. So we'll see. I don't expect a lot, but we'll see.
Well, you guys usually come out and put on a good show no matter where you are or what you're driving. So go ahead, run us your shout outs, and I'll let you go pop your bubbly. You know, King of
Yeah.
Beers, Champagne of... Yeah, okay.
You guys for the broadcast. I know it kind of feels awkward to say, but I know these last 2 weeks have kind of been boring because we're green flag so much. But on the other hand, I guess you can't really complain because it's better than having cautions every 5 laps. But everybody that showed up, I know we're missing a couple guys. I think Cody said he had internet issues. Dustin, I think, was out of town. And like I said, just a couple other guys missed tonight. But one caution in the very beginning, and then I think it was like around lap 25. Then we ran the rest green. So I guess I can't really ask for much more. Hopefully it was a good show, even though 2 cars were on the lead lap. Because like I said, we ran the last 220 or 215, under green. So you like it, but you hate it at the same time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not a bad race, Josh. I think what we look for is where you guys all are. Everybody's spread apart by 5 seconds, and I think that's the only part that makes it more difficult. Is all right. Well, is anybody alive out there? Is anybody making headway? And it switches back and forth. No cautions or anything like that. No problem. The way you can remedy that is get 10 more drivers out here on the track, and then we got a real brawl out there of guys trying to make it by. So tough run, I would say. Gen 4's not everybody's cup of tea, but you guys definitely make it look easy out there with almost back-to-back caution-free races. And right now, I'm sure everybody's going to go over there and start kicking Matthew George for these the caution and then the extended caution here at the end. Josh, congratulations on your 3rd place finish, buddy, and we'll catch up with you here in a week or so.
I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely. Just real quick before I do go, I definitely expected more yellows just because the horsepower, and Dover's typically free, coming up off the corner. But no, I mean, 1 caution, only 19 cars, but I'm trying, Pat. I'm posting on Facebook, sharing it, doing all that stuff. But I can only do so much. So
I got you, man.
I am trying. We got a bunch of people in the Discord, but none that are actually fully signed up. I had a couple other guys join that I'm talking to on Facebook. So hopefully coming up, whether we're Pocono, I guess in 3 weeks technically, or the next plate race or something, we can get everybody that's in a ride to quote unquote to show up, and we have a good field, because I think right now there's 35 rides actually filled, and like I said, there's probably 10 that don't even have a ride, plus I guess the couple that, like I said, I'm talking to on Facebook. So we literally, if we got lucky one night and everybody was able to make it and not have life get in the way, we would probably have 40 cars easy. So it's just one of those things, it's hard when you have life going on, and like I said, hopefully we get lucky one night and we can put a full field together.
Yeah, I definitely expect it, man. I'm sure if we sniff around another Talladega race, I'm sure everybody will show back up. Hey, on a good note, Nick Geilis made it the entire race.
It's funny, I was making fun of him too a little bit, because he said he made it past halfway and didn't die, and I was like, wow, first time this year.
It is true. He does do a lot of watching from the pit road.
Yes. But remember, Stella, during the extended caution, he was one of the drivers involved. And then the entrance of pit. So he almost killed himself twice. Very close. Very close. Josh, good luck to you, buddy, and we'll let you go laugh at the rest of your mods down there.
Appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I'm trying. If there's guys watching, they want to come see what they got with Dalton and Vinny and Dustin when he's here, and Brian when he's actually on an Xbox controller, come on out. If you're below I think we have a 4K iRating limit to try and limit the rear end kickings we got tonight. But if you're eligible, come on. We'll take you in and we'll get these full fields for you guys.
Sweet. All right. Thanks, Josh.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, Josh, doing his thing, trying to get people out here. Well, somebody that might run off some drivers. Vincent Arthur, with the way he was driving here tonight, dude, what a run you had. Able to run Dalton Tucker down after his early lead, and then just unable to come as the bridesmaid tonight. How's it feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not particularly happy about it, but I feel like as the night went on, I got better and better. And I really just kind of figured out relatively early that, if we had run that was like 30-ish laps to the end with a caution. I feel like I could have been pretty successful there, but it's just not how the race shook out. But yeah, really use this one as a learning opportunity, just how to put a really good day together. When we don't have the best car, just go out and maximize all we can, and just make the most of the opportunity we have. So looking to put together a deal to go race Dover and ARCA in July. So just really trying to take away as much as I could from tonight, and just preparing for the opportunity that might be ahead. So I mean, you're never happy with second place, but at the end of the day, I think that's the best we could do today.
All right, man. A lot of guys have been pushing around this track, trying to come up with a little extra speed out there. Once again, we go almost caution-free for the race. I know cautions would have changed it up. You saw it going differently. If we had maybe 25 laps left to go, caution comes out, 4 tires, and you and Dalton Tucker go for it?
Yeah, I think there was one run in particular that I kind of lost all my time, and I mean, even at the end when I had a couple lap older tires, I feel like if he had caught me probably 5 laps later, I probably could have given him a better run for his money. But yeah, I think if there was a run for 25, 30 laps there at the end, I think I showed earlier in the race that I can really run away with it at that point and kind of hang on until that 30 mark. So ideally that's how the race would have played out, but we ended up going green tonight, and we made the most of what we had.
All right, man. Go and give me a shout out while I got you up here.
Yeah, gotta thank sleephealth.org, Damn Good Sleep, Wake Up Narcolepsy, Josh Conover for letting me run these things each week. Thank you guys for the broadcast. Thanks to everybody at home watching, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Congratulations, Vincent, and we'll see if you can get in that #1 spot again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Vincent Arthur going ahead and giving us a little lowdown out there, but Dalton Tucker outsmarted Vincent Arthur here and was able to come away with the win. Looks like everybody piled up in winner's circle. You don't have a chance to get down there. Talk to me about this race.
Shoot, I thought last week was physically exhausting, and Dover is a handful. My left hand feels like it's just shut. Can't open it, and that was insane. Especially to go caution. Well, I ain't gonna say caution free, but for as long as we did, that was insane.
Yeah, they were saying about 215 laps we went straight under green. I would say a lot of guys expected more cautions. I think Stella said you guys had over 5 last time we were out here. And once again, I would say you guys are almost in a tougher car, and we're doing less cautions. Do you have any explanation?
Honestly, I think it's more or less just people respecting it, and we're kind of respecting the power of it, because nobody wants to go out there and wreck, so they kind of take it easier than they probably could. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's just the luck of the draw. I'm not sure.
We had another league that would go back and forth between 3 different cars in consecutive weeks. And I noticed that every time they were in this car, there were fewer fewer cautions. So I kind of have to agree with you. They were either concentrating more, or that's a good way you put it, respecting the power of the vehicle more.
Yeah, it can definitely, it steps out so much easier than any other car. I mean, you look at the next gen, and it's almost like bumper cars out there sometimes, and this one you definitely don't want to do that. And I mean, you can wreck all by yourself very easily.
Man, yeah, hard to look at. And Stella, I think you were thinking of the 87s. The 87s, they did quite well. The Xfinities, they were better. In the next gens, they were crashing each other. So I don't know. I don't get it. It's the craziest thing to me. But Dalton, man, I saw you just a few weeks ago at the All-Star race. So we did pretty well. I think Stella said you placed top 5 at Charlotte, and then we're back in winner's circle again here at Dover. When we start looking at the rest of this season, I mean, this seems almost like a cakewalk, or you're really on a hot streak here. Can you hold on to something like this and carry this into the playoffs? Because I'm sure you've already pretty much made it here.
I would never say, with the the talent of some of these top guys in this league, I'd never say this is a cakewalk. You got Vincent, Dustin, Brian, Josh, Brady. There's a ton of guys that, I mean, you just got to watch out for every week, and you got to be up on the wheel, that's for sure. The rhythm we got going right now, it's good. I don't know, something maybe be clicking, but right now we've got a lot of momentum, and bad thing is it's a long time to go to the chase, and hopefully I can keep it up, but right now it's looking good. I like my chances for sure, but anything can happen, especially with a reset that they do. And I haven't looked at the chase races, but it should be interesting for sure, especially with these group of guys.
Yep. All right, buddy. Shout out time. Floor is yours.
As always, shout out to my team. Chip Ganassi, Rochelle was in this race. Kind of a roller coaster race for him, but came out, I think, P7. So big shout out to him. Appreciate all the guys in the league for coming out. Not a terrible turnout for Dover. You don't want too many cars because then, of course, you get cautions. And as always, appreciate y'all in the booth. Y'all do a great job. This one might be a little boring to go watch, but I know the battles between me and Vincent were very entertaining in the car. I'm not sure what they look like out of it, but it'll be interesting to watch.
It was hard to track. Let's just say that. I was trying to find, and okay, well, he's not on the side anymore. He's in the front, and now he's on the right side. Now, yeah, it was more trying to find you guys because I thought you were playing a game with me, and somebody was on the broadcast, laughing at how fast can I change the cameras. All right, Dalton, congratulations on yet another win, my man, and we will see what that Haviland machine can do in the coming weeks.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep. All right, Dalton Tucker coming away. Awesome job here by the 4-2 Haviland machine there of Dalton Tucker. Vincent Arthur placed second, Josh Conover was third, Joey Stats fourth, Cody Reeder in the fifth spot. And what an awesome job Cody Reeder was able to do to come back. A hard charger of the night goes to Daniel Honeycutt, up 10 to finish in sixth. Kyle Rochelle up 3 to finish seventh. Matthew George, after all the tumble-ups he had, finished eighth. Moving on to Nick Pressey, blinking out there for ninth, and rounding out our top 10 will be Kevin Balmer in the AOL machine. Number 30 car able to stick it out there, did get a chance to lead some laps out there for a little bit of time, but not as much as he wanted. He's going to be looking to fight back here in the coming weeks. All right, everybody, appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. Don't forget to like and subscribe out there to the race and to the channel. Definitely, it's the only way you can chat with me out here. And let me know what you guys are thinking. I'll see you guys Wednesday at the Bandit Racing League. But that's going to do it for us here with the National Oval Racing Association, the Gen 4 Cup Series. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.